From ridiculous catches
climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness!
To brutal stiff arms.
Look at that stiff arm!
These are the most outrageous moments in NFL history. First up, we have to talk about one of the most famous moments in NFL history. It was so crazy the entire world stopped to watch this.
I don't think he stepped out either. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen.
Even people who didn't care about football will remember Odell Beckham's insane catch against the Dallas Cowboys. With defenders hanging off of Odell, he was still able to grab the ball with one hand. That one catch turned Odell into a superstar. If you think Odell's play was ridiculous, then just wait until you see this run that caused an earthquake. Marshawn Lynch is one of the hardest running backs to tackle in NFL history. He showed that strength on a run so famous it was nicknamed the Beastquake because it literally started an earthquake in the stadium, with the crowd noise being ridiculously loud.
He's dancing his way for the touchdown!
There were 8 different Saints defenders who had a chance to tackle Lynch, and he handed all of them off for one of the craziest runs in NFL history. It's absolutely outrageous that one man can run through an entire defense like that.
That ain't the way it worked. Beast mode is already inside of you.
While Marshawn Lynch sealed the game with that run, this next NFL moment is arguably the most outrageous game winner in league history. With a 1-point lead in the offense on the wrong side of the pitch, there was no way the Saints were going to lose, right? So when Stefon Diggs jumped above a defender, grabbed the ball, and ran untouched into the end zone, the Minneapolis Miracle was born. It's beyond outrageous, a complete miracle for Minnesota fans, and heartbreaking to watch for Saints fans. Sometimes it just takes one outstanding player to produce something special. When Derrick Henry is running at full speed, he is like a raging bull, almost impossible to stop. Josh Norman found that out the hard way when he got stiff-armed into another dimension by Henry. That is one of those plays that you really don't want to see ever again if you're Josh Norman.
Do not stand up with that man and let him just throw you out.
It was one of Norman's former teammates who pulled this next thing off. NFL fans forget just how box office Cam Newton was in his prime. There was no one in the league who could do things Cam was doing.
Quarterback draw, diving into the end zone for the touchdown.
So Cam did his best Superman impression and front flipped over a defender into the end zone. You know it had to be in this video. Cam Newton gets a lot of hate today, but let's not forget that in his prime, Cam was doing this sort of outrageous stuff every week.
I just hate that I didn't stick it. If I would have stuck it, you couldn't tell me that.
I know this sounds crazy, but Cam Newton wasn't even the first player to front flip into the end zone. If you haven't heard of Jerome Simpson before, then you should certainly remember him after this insane play.
Wide open man, a flick into the end zone.
After a lovely catch down the sideline, Simpson had a defender between him and the touchdown. Instead of, trying to go around him or even through the defender, Simpson just decided to go over him instead for one of the most epic touchdowns in NFL history. You know what else would be epic? You subscribing to the channel and dropping a like right now? Right, less of the self-promo here, let's get back into the good stuff and talk about a running back. Nick Chubb might have been one of the best running backs in the NFL recently, but he is also known for sometimes dropping some passes. When Baker Mayfield underthrew a ball towards him, everyone was expecting an incompletion. But instead, Chubb reached his arms around the defender and caught the ball with the defender literally on his toes. Seriously though, that is almost completely impossible to stop if you're the defender there.
Cause I didn't know, if he could, catch the ball out of the backfield.
If you think that touchdown was outrageous, wait until you see one of the best Hail Marys of all time. Hail Marys are one of those plays in the NFL where it is way more about luck than skill. AJ Green was a man who got extremely lucky on this Hail Mary. The ball got tipped once and then twice before ballooning up in the air to land in Green's hands. The thing that makes it so outrageous is that even me or you could have made that catch. That's how lucky it was. While some guys get lucky with their catches, some make their own luck just like this next player. If you know anything about Cole Beasley, you will know that he was not the sort of guy to pull off a lot of outrageous catches. Well, except for that time where he managed to catch the ball behind his own back. Against the Giants, Beasley juggled the ball down the sidelines, eventually catching it behind his back. That catch was crazy, but are we sure he didn't have glue on his hands? Because, wow.
That catch sails, and then somehow Beasley makes the catch.
That's an outrageous catch, but this next run featured one man taking on an entire defense. If there was a modern-day version of the Beastquake, it would be Derrick Henry's monstrous 99-yard run against the Jags defense.
He might go 99 yards for the touchdown.
Backed up on the 1-yard line, everyone knew that the Titans were going to hand it to Henry. But no one expected him to stiff-arm 3 defenders on his way to a 99-yard touchdown. It's one of the best runs you will ever see, with Henry fighting for every single yard and tossing defenders all over the place. What can make a moment even more outrageous is when it is clutched, just like this next catch. Aaron Rodgers has a catalog of outrageous moments, but one of his best came in the playoffs against the Dallas Cowboys. In front of the Dallas fans, Rodgers had just 12 seconds to produce a miracle. While he's on the run, he throws the ball all the way down the sidelines to Jared Cook. They somehow managed to tiptoe on the sidelines to keep his feet in, and it set up the game-winning field goal. There would have been a few upset Cowboy fans after that play. This next QB did the throw and the catch all by himself. When we say that quarterbacks have to do it all, it usually is not quite as literal as this next moment. Not only did Marcus Mariota throw the touchdown pass, but he also caught it as well. When the defender batted the ball back up into the air, Mariota caught the ball and dove into the end zone. Quarterbacks really can do it all, just like Josh Allen setting up a game winner with this outrageous hurdle. Josh Allen is certainly more than just a big arm. The guy has got insane wheels. He showed those wheels against the Chiefs when the Bills were heading towards an L. Allen got into space, hurdled over a Chiefs defender, and fell forward for the first down. What made the moment even better is that just a couple of minutes later, Allen threw the game-winning touchdown, all set up by a spectacular hurdle. It is not just quarterbacks pulling off mind-blowing hurdles, with this running back floating over a defender. Some hurdles are just more spectacular than others. Devontae Booker didn't hurdle over the defender, he floated over him.
He's got the open receiver, Devontae Booker with the hurdle, the sideline, and the touchdown.
The guy looks like something is lifting him off the ground before he runs in the touchdown. A hold meant the touchdown didn't count, but on that one maybe the refs should have looked the other way. I mean, they usually do this when your team's playing and the refs turn a blind eye to everything for the opponent. Unfortunately, that last play didn't count, but this one was completely unstoppable. The number one rule of being a quarterback is to never throw back across your body, as it is incredibly risky. Well, Patrick Mahomes ignored that rule on 4th down against the Ravens, outrunning the defense before launching the ball. It was the sort of pass which was supposed to be picked off, so when Tyreek Hill caught the ball and even got some more yards, the whole NFL world was shocked. While the catch might not have been crazy, this next moment is downright insane. Back in 2010, the Jags had a small chance to win the game against the Texans. So when the Hail Mary attempt was batted down, it looked like overtime was a certainty. But the bat down went straight into the hands of Mike Thomas, who just had to walk into the end zone for the game winner. What a way to win an NFL game! If you think that is a ridiculous way to win a game, then just wait until you see what DeAndre Hopkins did. Mossing any defender is a highlight-worthy play, so mossing 3 defenders for the game-winning Hail Mary is just out of this world. Hopkins went up like an NBA center, bodied the defenders, and came down with the ball in his hands for the play of the year. What a way to call the game for an outrageously good receiver in DeAndre Hopkins. An experienced receiver making that catch is crazy, but this next guy made an even more insane grab despite being pretty new to the league. George Pickens has already gotten an interesting reputation in the NFL. Well, one of the things he is known for is some pretty outrageous catches. Against the Cleveland Browns, Pickens pulled off the catch of the year. He did his best OBJ impression, flying backwards like a dolphin to catch the ball one-handed. I mean, what a grab for Pickens. How has he managed to bring that ball in?
That George Pickens catch, dude, that's legendary. That is legendary.
I don't know what they're feeding them in Pittsburgh, because it was another Steeler who caught this ridiculous pass. Overtime is when the big players really step up, which is exactly what Deontay Johnson did against the Bengals. Well, he didn't exactly step up. Instead, Johnson leapt up in the air and stuck a hand out more out of hope than anything else. Well, that hope was answered when the ball ended up in Johnson's hand and he actually came down with it. What makes the catch even more impressive is that despite being pushed out of bounds, Johnson managed to get 2 feet down in bounds before going out. So the catch was completely legal, and he did it when his team needed a hero most.
I just stuck my hand up there, bro, and that ball stuck to my hand. I came down with it.
Speaking of stepping up when your team needs it the most, there is no better time to do something outrageous than on 4th and 18. On 4th and 18, you may as well take a couple of risks. The Vikings had to get a first down or else the game was over. When Kirk Cousins threw the ball up, it looked like an easy interception to end the game for the Bills. That was until Justin Jefferson put his whole body on the line, leaping into the air with one hand and somehow managing to wrestle the ball off the defender. The Bills defender must have gotten a grilling after allowing that catch, but how are you supposed to stop Justin Jefferson when he is on that sort of form? There you go, people. Those were the most outrageous moments in NFL history. If you liked this video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what else you want to see in future videos. Also, click on one of the videos up on your screen to carry on watching.